it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice.
Hi, and welcome back to the Friend Zone. My name is Brand Voice, and I am your mindset mentor and motivator. I'm here to talk to you, the community, about any topic under the sun. As your friend, no topic is too taboo. I am here for you. Before we get started, make sure you take a moment to like, share, comment, and subscribe to keep the channel alive. And make sure to hit that little notification bell at the bottom of the screen. That'll make sure that you're never late for the upcoming episodes every Thursday at 2 p.m. Before we get started, may I offer you a glass of water? Oh, it's empty. I don't even have any left for myself. There's an important message here, guys. Never run yourself dry or on empty. If you're driving down a road and you have a full tank of gas, you see someone on the side of the road who needs help, yeah, you might be able to siphon a little bit out to help them. But if you're constantly running yourself onto depletion and not taking care of yourself and filling up your tank, you don't have the ability to give. What do I mean by, are you feeling Santa Clausian? Even Santa Claus made a list and checked it twice. He wanted to find out who's naughty and nice. The reason I talk about this is because sometimes all of us will give out everything that we have to help other people. And that's a beautiful thing. You know, the Bible teaches us to give, and as a Christian, I love giving. It makes my heart happy when I get to help others and give things away, whether it's time, food, money, help, acts of service, acts of kindness, anything I can do for others, I'm all on board and on deck for. But we need to make sure that we're giving away to the right people. And I mean, I don't believe that they want us to give away or that the Bible would teach us to give in order to be taken for granted. Of course, we want to do it selflessly with no expectation in return. That's the beauty of being a good person. But when you're constantly giving and depleting and emptying your bucket, you're eventually going to run out and there's going to be none left to share with the world. And especially when people start to take you for granted. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. You are not going to be a gift to everybody if you have nothing left to give. Just like the example of the cup. If I have nothing left for myself because I'm not refilling it, there's nothing that I can share with the rest of everybody, right? The principle of scarcity is how people want what they can't have. Ladies, we go into a shopping mall, we see them nice shiny pair of shoes or a top or whatever it is, and if there's an abundance of them, we think, maybe I'll come back later when it's on sale. But if there's only one, maybe two left in your size, and you see it and people give it the side eye, they're giving it the look down like they want to get it, you're going to be more compelled to want to buy it because it's scarce. You can't have it. Now, if something is always available, and you're always available to people to give and give and give, they're going to take you for granted as well. You're always going to be there. But once you disappear, now all of a sudden you become important, right? So if you're there giving, you just want to make sure that people are appreciative of you and there is reciprocity, especially in friendships, all types of relationships. Now, I'm not saying to give with expectation. What I'm saying is if you're constantly giving your time, you're constantly reaching out first, make sure those people do reach out to you and reciprocate and they do care about you. You know, when you win the lottery, you haven't heard from friends for years and all of a sudden they come peeking out of the bushes, or you buy a beautiful fancy home or a cabin or what have you, and all these people come out of the woodwork just because you have something to give or something that they want. That's not okay to be used or taken for granted in that sense. And when it comes down to, you know, all of a sudden you disappear and now that they miss you now because you're gone, you're scarce, and now they want to reach out, again, they took for granted when you were around and all the wonderful things you did for them. So I'm just saying be very careful with how much you give and how much you deplete and how much you go out of your way. It's great to do it, just make sure it's not an 100% effort coming from your end, that you're not overreaching out to people more than 50% of the interactions, too much more than that. You want to try and seek balance. And you can't control other people, and I'm not here to tell you to do that. You can only control yourself and your self-worth and value. And as long as you're respecting yourself and setting those boundaries, like you'll see in my very first video, then you're going to set the precedent for the types of behavior that you do accept in from others. And giving always comes around. So when you give, it's always going to come back to you in beautiful ways in karma. And I just think it's when you sow, you sow, you sow. There's a season for sowing and there's a season for reaping. Okay, so how do you identify if you're being taken for granted? Because that's what we want to prevent here. So some signs to look for is, are these people including you in their lives in any way or bringing you into them or showing any interest in your life? Are they treating you with a basic level of respect? Do they pull their own weight or put in equal effort into the relationship as you do? Do they emotionally manipulate you? Do they put you down or try and cause low levels of self-esteem within you? Do they turn the tables on you and make everything out to be your own fault? If you come to them to try and express your feelings, do they dismiss them? Do they consider your feelings? If you're in a romantic style relationship, are they still physically intimate with you? Are they faithful and loyal to you? Do they care about listening and understanding your needs? Do they fight to try and reciprocate and meet your needs? Are you a priority to them in any way? Do they ask for and appreciate your advice? Do they treat others better than they treat you? Do you feel appreciated? Now, depending on how you answer these questions is going to be dependent upon whether or not you feel like you're taken for granted. I'll give you a list of all the questions at the end, and if you've been able to answer in a way that shows that, you know, I'm not feeling like I'm being treated fairly or like other people are, I'm not appreciated, I'm generally don't have the same effort coming towards me, then it might be time to shift the balance and how much you give. Meet people where they're at rather than overfilling their tank to empty yours. Don't be too Santa Clausian. Not everybody makes the nice list. It's not about playing a game, it's about protecting yourself and your self-respect and making sure that you're always running with some fuel in your tank so that you do have the ability to build on what you have left, and then you can give it to the right people, the people who need it, who appreciate and value it. Don't beat yourself up if you were an overgiver. We all have been, myself included. I love to give. It's one of my favorite things to do, but I've hurt myself time and time again by giving to the wrong people or giving too much at the wrong time and it being read the wrong way. So just remember to have a healthy balance in your life and just give where it's right, give where it feels good, and meet people where they're at. Just match their efforts and you can't go wrong. Have a great day. Like, share, comment, subscribe. See you next week. Happy Thursday.